this pouch since I was in 6th standard. I remember Smiley World was just recently introduced to me. A lot of my friends, classmates were getting a lot of things related to Smiley World, and there were t-shirts and whatnot, and I am a huge fan of stationery. So what I wanted from the Smiley World was this pouch, and I got it. And when I did buy it, when I was in 6th standard, it was a very big deal in my mind. I am using this pouch since then. I did stop using it for a little bit of time in the middle because I was like, it's time to move on or whatever. But then I went back to it. I wanted to keep this with me forever. I don't remember what attachment I had with it. However, now it is at a point where it's extremely dirty. It has lost its chain, so I'm not able to open it without ruining my nails or even like with a lot of difficulty. So most of the times it's not even closed, and it's not able to contain all the stationery that I want, which is why I have now switched to this big transparent huge pouch. I am so happy about this. Like, you have no idea how much this makes me happy, seeing all my stationery first of all the time, and secondly with breathing space. But this video is not about this pouch. This video is about the Shiva Trilogy. There is a line in the book where someone asks Shiva, "Are you free right now to talk?" And he replies saying, "I am free right now, but I may have to charge you later." You're telling me that this guy is the Nilkant? You're telling me he's our main protagonist? You're telling me he is the chosen one, the hero? That is very difficult to believe. Hey guys, welcome back to Little Review. I hope you're doing very nice. I'm sending a lot of hugs and positivity to all of you. In today's video, I'm going to be vlogging my reading journey of the Shiva Trilogy. This is the story of Shiva, who is living his carefree life but is also carrying a lot of guilt. Now, he is trying to move to a place that is safe for him and all of his friends and all of his ganas. But that move is going to result to something else, something he did not think would happen to him, something he never saw come. This book has 401 pages in it. This one has around 365, and this one has around 500 pages in it. No, it has 563 pages in it, which means it's a pretty huge series to read, even though it may not look like it. And I am extremely excited about it because I have read a lot of other mythology books. I am very interested in this genre. I also love how the history of our culture is represented in these books, and I have never read any book by Amish Tripathi before. I wanted to read the Ram series, but the Lanka was not out, and now that it's out, I'll probably read it. But before that, I thought, why not start with this book, because I know a lot of people start the journey with these books, and so I've started my journey with these two. I have already started with the first book, The Immortals of Meluha. I have read around 100 pages, and till now there is mostly a lot of world building going on in this. Till now it's more like an introduction to the world. Now in this, you may think that this is about actual god Shivji, but it is not. All of the people in these books are human beings. There is a position called Nilkant. There is a position called the Mahadev, Devoke Dev, Mahadev. So they are all positions, and everything in our mythology is backed up with science. What is Somras? What is Vikarma? What are the various positions? Who are the Suryavanshis? Who are the Chandravanshis? Setting up the entire scene, and I am really enjoying it. I also genuinely loved the entry of Sati, and then it happened. The moment that every unrealized heart craves for, the unforgettable instant that a soul clinging on to the pursuit of memory of its previous life longs for, the moment which, in spite of the conspiracy of the gods, only a few lucky men experience, the moment when she enters his life. So beautiful. It is not taking me time to move forward ahead in the book. I'm able to eat it up. There are a lot of details, but it is not overwhelming. The pace of the book is so good. It's going up and down, and then they'll give you a little bit of information, but then something really major will happen, so you're really gripped to the book, and then it again goes up, and then it again comes down, giving more information. I love the pacing. There are so many things happening at the same time. Therefore, I am really enjoying the book right now. Now I'm just gonna sit and read, because I also have to shoot another video today, so I don't know how much more I'll be able to read, but I have a feeling that I'm gonna finish this book today itself, just because of how interesting it is, and at the same time because I just cannot wait to see what is going to happen. I just finished the chapter Trial by Fire, and I am really enjoying all the relationships that have been built up in the storytell now. But a part of me really wants to see where Shiva and Sati go, because in real life also, when I was a child, I used to watch Mahadev. I've actually watched any show related to any avatar that there is in the world. I've watched Ramayana, I've watched Mahadev, I have watched Mahabharata, everything. My brother is crazy about Mahabharata, so clearly I'm obsessed with these kind of stories. And the relationship of Shiva and Sati has been one of the closest things to my heart since childhood. Now obviously this is not the story of the gods, and so it's not going to be similar to it. However, it's still giving me a lot of like butterflies in my stomach whenever their scenes come up. Till now, from what I have read, Shiva is a very kind man, and he's generous, and he is smart, and he is probably talented in all of those amazing things. However, he's also very naughty, for the lack of any other word, and he has a very low self-esteem or self-worth. I don't know which one of those words you can use, and that troubles me a little bit, because he's supposed to be the savior and he's not giving the savior vibe. And there was these things about his past which were not revealed, but just now a part of it has been revealed, and now I understand why he's carrying guilt, why he has low self-worth, whatever it is. Understanding that, seeing Shiva like that has given more depth to the character of Shiva, which great. The whole Tarak and Sati scene is so gripping and so good. I literally had goosebumps, and I literally could feel her energy within me, also because I see Sati or Parvati ji as like mother nature, and oh my god, seeing her like that was like so amazing. Basically this chapter was filled with emotions and totally gripped me, and I'm loving it. I am the Neelkant. Finally, I am going to show them we are not scared anymore. Yes! This cannot be happening. I just finished the Battle of Kunj, and this cannot be happening. This is many hours later and many pages later, and can I just say this book is unputdownable. I have a feeling I'm just gonna finish it like today itself. I'm on page 330 right now, and not giving any spoilers, but if you have read the book you will know what I'm talking about. This letter from Dilipa has put me in a confusion. Like, I'm really confused right now, because there's a part of me that wants to follow the story that I have read till now, but I have my own predictions of what is going on, and I'm not happy about it. However, if what I am thinking is true, then the book has been written really well. I hate the Nagas in the book, okay, but there have been scenes where the Nagas have been shown to be good people, and I don't understand. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about that. I cannot say that the Nagas are good. I don't know, maybe there is something more to the Nagas, which is why there's a second book called The Secret of Nagas. But at the same time, like, maybe the enemy that I thought is the enemy is not the enemy. I mean, that's what I am sensing right now. It is around 5:30, 5:45 right now, and I have to go to the gym. It has been around 3.5, 4 hours since I have been reading, and now there are just like 70 pages to go. So I'm just gonna finish the book today, how much ever time that takes, before going to the gym, because there are too many doubts in my mind now. Towards the end of the book, I am confused and I need to figure out what is going on. I set the room in the morning so I can have a clean space to read, but after shooting, this is the condition of the room again. Now the thing is that I also like to have a clean space after I come back from the gym, because if I come back from the gym and the room is like then, and my brain already after the gym is like and I would just want to cozy up. So now I have to clean up again. Love the first book to the core. I think it is the first 5-star read that I have for 2023, simply because of how easy it is to read. Anyone can read it. Our history, our culture, our systems have been so simplified, and that really steals my heart. Obviously all the characters are amazing. However, my favorite character in the book is Parvateshwar. Parvateshwar has my heart. He is so strong, he is so rigid, yet he is so kind. Two things that are gonna stick with me when it comes to this book. Number one, that you can make a lot of mistakes on the way. When your journey is starting from somewhere you did not think it would start, you can make a lot of mistakes, and yet you will just be in the beginning of the journey and you will learn and you will grow. Just like Shiva is going to learn and grow. And number 2, I love the concept behind the book. All of us can be gods. I, being a simple human, do not know if all of this is mythology or not, if it is fiction or not, was it reality, was it not reality. I don't think I'm in a place where I can comment on that. However, I do believe in God with all my heart, and the fact that this book was able to make the whole concept of, oh, every single person can be God, so nice, so achievable, and so real. I love this book for this. Also, the whole speech of Har Har Mahadev, I love that speech so much. Hi, this is day 2 of me reading the Shiva Trilogy. I am on the second book, which is called The Secret of Nagas. You know, this is not really pronounced as Nagas if you're not saying it in English. Like in Sanskrit or in Hindi, it would be Naga, and because there is an after the G, there is an additional A, but when you're speaking in English, it becomes Nagas. Just a random fact. Book 2 starts right where book 1 had ended, which is amazing for me. Also, this book is a little more fast-paced than the first book. It is also shorter than the first book. It only has 360 pages. That's just 40 pages shorter, but still. The one thing that has kind of like stuck with me right now is the explanation of the masculine and the feminine energy in the book. It is so beautifully written, and I think it's also very, very valid and relevant to our day-to-day life. Apart from that, I have nothing new to add, so I'm just going to read ahead and we'll see what happens. There are more seeds being sown in this book since the beginning of the book, and I am now at a point where I just cannot take the tension that is being built up. Like, oh my god, it is so many things happening at once. I cannot, and I'm talking as if I'm like really bothered by it or something, and yes, a part of me is bothered by it, but like the reader, like me as a reader, I am thrilled. Till now, I'm enjoying the second book more than the first book. Obviously the first book has a special place in my heart because it's the first book, but the second book is just so much more fun to read. It's just so much more fun, but honestly at this point my head is hurting and I don't know what is going to happen next. So I'm just like going to finish this chapter and then I'm going to keep the book for some time, because yes, a part of me really wants to know what is going to happen ahead, but a part of me is just, I'm tired. I'm really tired. It was so easy to categorize people and characters in book 1 to understand, oh, this is the evil one and this is the good one, and we know who to fight and let's just fight them and read the journey of good fighting the evil. But in this book, like till now, the line between good and evil is smudged even more, and I'm not able to put the characters into categories. Amongst all of this tension, Anandmai and Parvateshwar are stealing my heart. You know how I wanted more of Sati and Shiva, the relationship between them. I feel like that quotient is being filled by these people instead of Sati and Shiva. So now I am going to keep the book and I am going to come back to it in some time. This is 2 days later. It took me so much more time than I thought it would take for me to set up my entire bookshelf and then shoot and edit all of it, which is why I did not get the time to read where I left off. And honestly, I think I'm a little happy about that, because there was just so much built up tension that I know that if I was reading the book still, I would fly through the pages instead of enjoying the writing style and enjoying the entire story, because that's just how I am. Whenever there is something really interesting going on or I want to know what happens next in the story, I don't care about the writing style and I don't care about the beauty of writing. I just fly through the pages just so that I know what is going to happen in future. Now that I have no built up tension, I am going to read this one slowly. Where I left off last time, I feel like I have 4 major questions that need to be answered. Who is the Lord of the People? That is like the biggest question. Number 2, what does the Lord of People want from Sati? Because that has been going on since book 1. He is behind Sati and I don't understand why. Who is evil and who is good? That is kind of like the eternal question of the entire series. And number 4, why is Shiva's throat blue? Now you would just think that Shiva's throat is blue because he's the chosen one, but that's not how it goes. Because everything in the series has a scientific explanation or a logical explanation and it has made everything real. It's not really about magic. Over here, there has to be a reason why Shiva's throat is blue and I need to know why. But the biggest question of all, which I think is going to be answered in this book, and that too very soon, hopefully, is who is the Lord of People? I am so exhausted by trying to guess who that is, but I am not able to guess it. Given that all of the other characters that are important to Shiva are like other names that I already know, when I read about Lord Shiva, I am thinking that I probably know who Lord of People is, but I'm not able to think of anyone. I don't know why. Great, more new characters. Man-eaters. Parvateshwar and Anandamai. Oh my god. Parvateshwar is blushing. The Lord of the People. The chapter's name is The Lord of the People. Finally! Am I going to come to know who the Lord of the People is? Because it's a bit... Am I going to come to know? Yes. There we go. Lord of People behind Sati again. What? Oh yeah, we'll also come to know who the Queen of Naga is. Oh my god, they're just continuously fighting about why Sati doesn't know who that is. Come on. I don't have time for this. I did not see that coming. How did I not see that coming? The answer has been in front of me the whole time. I have to write this in my reading journal. I cannot believe I did not see this coming. I mean, I feel dumb right now. I feel like, but like, am I dumb, or is the writing style so good that I did not see that coming? Did you know who the Lord of People is? Like, if you have read the book, did you know it? Did you know who the Naga is? I cannot believe I did not guess this. How could this happen? I did not expect this from myself. I cannot believe this. I did not expect this, but I am in awe of this book. This book, I mean, you would think that the second book is going to be worse than the first book, because usually authors or people that make movies, they are not able to live up to the hype. They are not able to live up to their first work. And Amish himself has said in the beginning of this book that he was very worried about not being able to live up to his first book after seeing the success of it. And I do understand that. Honestly, I was expecting the same, but this book is so good and I really like it. Everything is so balanced. The thrill, the drama, the emotion, the science, the logic, and even the philosophies of good and evil, feminine and masculine, balance, the rise of good, the end of evil. It's such an all-rounder. I love the book. Now there is something bad that I did and I'm not happy about it. So I am on page 103-30 right now. The chapter is The Secret of All Secrets. I know I decided to read the book slowly and I did the best I could. However, I did still fly through the book. I think I have finished reading this book, if you count overall, in like 4 hours, which is very small amount of time. 4.5 hours for me also. I don't read books this fast. Now the stupid thing that I did was, when I came to this chapter of The Secret of All Secrets, I just wanted to see how many pages are left. But when I went to the last page of the chapter, I read the last line of the book, which I think is the biggest secret. It is probably the secret of secrets, and I already read it. I know what it is. I've not read the chapter and I read the secret. I don't know why I do this. I did this with A Little Life also. It feels like I have no control over my own stupid eyes to not see the spoilers. Like, why do I do this to myself? This chapter is really long. That is the purpose of desire. It is for creation and destruction. It is the beginning and the end of a journey. Without desire, there is nothing. I'm telling you, the philosophy quotient of this book. To be continued. Oh my god. It is what I read. The Secret of the Secret is what I already read for myself. But oh my god. I am not going to wait. Actually, I am going to start with The Oath of Vayuputras right now. The first book is gonna have my heart forever, and it has a special place. Obviously, it is the beginning of everything and it has taught me things that I never thought it would. However, the second book is my favorite book. The thrill, the emotions, the number of questions. I read this book the fastest. Yes, it is the shortest book in the entire series. However, it's just 40 pages shorter than the first book, so it wouldn't be like that drastic of a change when it comes to time. But I did fly through this book simply because of how engaging it was. This is the perfect book that gives you satisfaction with a few answers and yet leaves you in mysteries because of the other questions that it has raised. I love the philosophy quotient of this book, and the characters are the best part of the book. Every single character's dynamic has changed when you come to the second book. I think this is the perfect second book ever. start the chapter Who is Shiva right now, and I have read around 105 pages of The Oath of Vayuputras till now. I must say that the book started with a bang because it started with satiating a little bit of my thirst to know the answers to the secret, and that is who is evil and who is good. Therefore, I had a satisfying start to the book and it is all great, but apart from that, it is again a lot of build up towards the war now that we know who the evil is. I am not able to read this book as fast as I was able to read the other books simply because there's just a lot of explanation of the engineering, and then there's a lot of architecture of how the buildings have been built. It's a little more information to take than I am used to, because of which I am reading slowly and I'm also slightly bored. I won't be able to read a lot today again because I have work I have to shoot, but I'm going to take my time and read as much as I can, and then I'll be reading at night. Do you really believe that a random untested foreigner would arrive at the right answer to the most important question of this age? Is this the way the system works? Shiva is asking that. I have the same question. This chapter, Honor Imprisoned, is heartbreaking. The next chapter is Honor or Victory. Okay, 278 pages into the book, and everything that has been happening with Parvateshwar is the most heartbreaking thing in the world. Parvateshwar is my favorite character. Seeing him go through all of this dilemma and having to make choices. I also actually really enjoyed reading Karthik's way of how he thinks and his strategizing and the way he fights and everything. I think he is going to be one of the grey characters in this book. I really like grey characters. It's just fun to read what they do. I read for like 1.5 hours straight without moving at all in my seat. I have a busy day today and my mind has been wandering the whole day. I wanted to start reading earlier, but my mind has been wandering because of so many things to do and there are so many distractions. It's not distractions, it's also work, so I cannot call it distraction. I put a timer on my phone and I told myself that I'm not going to think about anything else till the timer rings. I was able to finish like 150 pages in 90 minutes, so I think it's a great trick. I did it for the first time. It really worked out, so you can try it for yourself also. After shooting, I am not going to have time because then I have to go to the gym, and then after coming back from the gym, I will read this book ahead. But now I'm craving emotion and thrill, which was there in like the first book was full of emotions and the second book was full of thrill. This book till now has been only build up, and I am really craving emotion, philosophy, thrill, those kind of things. I literally woke up like 2 minutes back. This is the look of the day. My parents are so done with me wearing like hoodie on top and then wearing such short shorts on the bottom. Oh, by the way, look at these cuties, and then complain about how cold it is. They're done with me. And today I have nothing in my to-do list except reading The Oath of Vayuputras. I've already read 350 pages of the book. I don't really have a lot to add except that yes, it's still building up, and yes, it's still slightly boring. I will tell you, I think the biggest reason it's boring is because I really want to know what happens ahead. I really want to know the end, and I am not able to like get to that end, and I'm expected to consume the details of buildings and cities, and I'm just not in the place. Like, I want to know what happens next. Now we are going to go ahead with the no bullshit strategy that I have with reading since 2 days now, because I did the same thing yesterday also and I was able to read so much. I cannot believe how amazing the strategy is. The focus on reading is immense. I'm going to set a timer for 2 hours right now, and I'm just going to straight read for 2 hours. I'm on 350 something pages, and there are I think 200 or 250 pages to go. I think if I try the no bullshit strategy, I will be able to finish it within 2 hours. There we go. We have started the timer, and now I'm gonna read. The whole relationship between Shiva and Sati is so much cuter and nicer in this book. I'm really liking that. I am always so encaptured by Neelkant's speeches in book 1, in book 2, in book 3. I love them. In book 2, I don't remember if there was one, but it's so captivating. I'm on page number 422 right now, and the name of the chapter is An Invitation for Peace. As I said earlier in the video, I have already watched Devakidev Mahadev, and I know what happens with Sati. So if you have also watched it, or if you have heard about it, then you know what happens with Sati. It is related to an invitation. So now that there is a chapter called An Invitation for Peace, I am extremely skeptical. I have a feeling what is going to happen, and I really don't want it to happen. Everyone is telling her to not go, just listen to them. Looks like there is good news all around, said Shiva, smiling. I'm pretty sure that is not going to last. This is not the kind of ending I expected. The timer went off a little earlier. It took me a little more than 2 hours to read the book, and man, I did not expect that ending. I did not expect that this is how it is going to happen. I had everything. I mean, I could predict every way in which this would happen, but nothing was missed out. Wow. Finally done with all of the books talking about the Oath of Vayuputras. This book was a little lengthy for my taste. However, the ending has left me stunned. Is this series worth the hype? I think this is going to be the first time when it is a clear yes. Great for beginners, great for any age group. This is one of the best series I have ever read in my entire life. Every single penny I spent on this and every single second I spent on this is worth the time. This series is going to hold such a special place in my heart. So yes, you guys, this is it for today. Thank you so much for staying with me on the journey. And yes, I am going to read the Ramchandra series too by Amish very soon. The next book that I'm probably going to buy is Lanka so that I can read the book. I'm just so beyond happy that I have read this series. You know, it's really nice when you spend so much time on a book, time of your life. Like, it's time of my life, and it's all worth it. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.